and welcome to Zelda Speedruns. Today we're pleased to bring you another Crossworld Keysanity tournament match. It is Swiss Round 5. And today we have versus zelgadissan, and I cannot speak today. And they are both 3-1. And today in commentary, I'm very pleased to be joined by Lynn and Allison IRL. How you doing today, gentlemen?
Hello.
A little early, but I made it.
And I'm going to let you both talk a little bit about the tournament and the runners while I get them ready to start on time. Thank you very much.
Actually, a very good matchup here. Both players are 3-1. It's gonna be a very hype game. Like, they're both very good entrance players, and really looking forward to that.
Yeah, this is the third year we've run this tournament. Drac was in the finals of the first tournament, and Zelda made, I want to say, top 4 in the last tournament. I think he got knocked out by like T-Stew in the loser bracket semis or something like that. But yeah, really good match. Really hyped for this. Two really good runners. Zelda more of a, I guess, both these runners are going to have good execution. But Zelda's more of a, like, converted entrance player. He really started picking it up around the time of last tournament. Drac, more of an OG entrance runner who's been playing Crosskeys forever. Usually a little bit more aggressive in his playstyle, a little bit more willing to take gambles and risks, which can lead to really phenomenal times and sometimes less phenomenal times. But this should be a good match either way.
The rounds are gonna be starting soon. I know they open kind of the same with the Julian opener.
Yep.
The follow-up though, the thing is a bit different.
Yeah, I think so.
Zelda goes to Lake Hylia, if I remember right, and Drac just goes to the castle.
Yeah, I think a lot of runners have kind of adopted the like there are still holdouts, but I'd say probably 75-80% of top runners do the Houlihan opener. But what happens after that can be a little bit different sometimes. Often depending on whether you have bombs or not, whether you find any other items in the spot that you're gonna go here first. But both of them heading for this fake flipper right away.
Having the other many always good, especially when you find an early shop, you just can get bombs. Because you're not guaranteed to get bombs in the triples or in the enemy drops that the few enemies you're gonna kill soon.
Yep. Drac not even bothering with the pickle. Zelga's being a little bit more thorough here, and it looks like he's trying to finesse out a bomb a little bit more. And so you'll often see runners sometimes will go through and try to kill things here. So Zelga's going to try to see what prize pack these are. So it's the arrow prize pack for the pickles, and so the pickle pack is going to have nothing useful here.
Sorry, I didn't see the end, so I was video closing something. There was nothing in the witch's hut, right?
Yeah, it was just a fairy in witch's hut.
Okay.
Zelda actually surprising me here by going in to actually check that.
You don't lose that much time by just picking up the item blind.
Yeah.
I was gonna be like a few seconds behind, but if you have to go back to get the item, you're just losing a ton of time. And like,
yeah,
Drag's just a few seconds behind.
More often than not, you're gonna pick up the item too, given how many items there are on Crosskeys that you actually need. But both I'm gonna do our Houlihan here. Neither one's been able to pick up bombs. Given Zelga's thoroughness, I would expect that we're probably gonna see him head to Lake Hylia, as you said. One of the advantages of Lake Hylia is you can actually walk through and get a lot of different enemy types. And so I think you can check, like 4 prize packs if you're lucky. So he'll pick up this sign, he'll throw it at the guard here. Yep, so that one could have bombs, but probably not worth farming. He'll pick up the bush and hit the Octorok here. Okay, he'll pick up the bush and miss the Octorok here.
And the archer is another pack, and then yeah, the Octorok. Howard Castle. Hello. There's also another advantage of this route is that since you're killing more than 4 enemies.
Yep, you get an easy tier 2 tree pull. And yeah, it's kind of as we were saying earlier, is that you want to make sure you're like the reason that you're gonna find runners be a little bit more aggressive about farming out bombs here is in case you find the well up at Hyrule Castle. Because you don't want to have to come back here for that 5th item here. Which, unless tier 2 tree pull is bombs or there's bombs in the well, it looks like both runners are going to end up having to do. Which is a little bit unlucky.
It's getting bullied a little bit by the guards here. Unfortunately.
I was saying then Drac. Alright.
Getting more money.
I actually thought he might be going for
This guy, that's my opener. Sorry.
No, I love it. No, it's really rare to like watch people actually like pick up the bomb and throw it. I've started adopting it from Lynn because I saw him do. I'm like, oh wow, that makes a lot of sense and is super cool. But you know what? This well dip is going to be worth it anyway.
Gonna have to come back. Yep.
No bombs. Yeah. But you're not going to argue with the glove, honestly.
No, definitely not. And I can get a bomb from the 50-50 in front of Link's house, but runners are going to start here and trying to check where it is.
Yep. Lost Woods. Okay. I mean, actually having a glove here, you can do a thing that's kind of rare to be able to do, but that I actually really like it if you can, which is you can actually go straight up to the top of Lost Woods here. Because you're not going to work in any entrances along the way.
I can go all the way to check what's in Sanctuary.
Yep.
Especially because you already found the well, you know, you're not going to need bombs for this one.
Yeah.
So it actually
I think that's actually a really nice... Like, I'm usually very reticent to visit this, like, lumberjacky area because I hate orphaning the glove spots. But you know what? No glove spots to orphan, so we're good. And I definitely spaced on what was in lumberjack. It was one of the.
It was useless fairy.
I'll say I saw that it was either bad or useless fairy. I just didn't see which one. Alright, so no worries about Aga today, except in some very pathological cases. So I personally would also be over the moon to see if like a flippers or something dropped here. Ooh, okay.
And those ones are going to be very helpful, because you can buy more now.
I say, yeah, he's going to throw up, he's going to go, yep. And so we're going to use this shop here on the side of Paradox Cave. I suspect we're going to see Zelda do the exact same thing.
Yeah, you're not going to the castle yet. Like, you found, I mean, the only thing, not castle, Sanctuary.
Yeah.
Technically castle. But for now, I think you're just gonna go, hey, fire rod. Oh, and the hook shot.
This is a nice, happy way to start the seed. But yeah, really not surprised to see the mirrored paths from the runners here. It's just like the route they've taken so far makes a lot of sense. It won't really matter because of the hook shot. Well, it also won't really matter because the full magic came out of the Moldorm anyway.
The bombs in and the Moon Pearl as well. The bombs in Checkerboard Cave really come in clutch here to get some more bombs.
Absolutely huge to get those bombs.
And I already have a Moon Pearl and Glove.
I was saying, if you were considering doubling back for Sanctuary, that Moon Pearl is going to dissuade you.
Oh.
Okay. Ooh, when he fails the hold up and left test. Zelda, meanwhile, is going to take the other exit out of Paradox Cave. Probably looking to do all three. Oh, no, he's actually... Oh, no, this is...
He's going back to the back of Escape.
He's going back to the back of Escape.
Oh,
I mean, this is.
I mean, you
there's
took a
nothing
death, so
wrong with this. Oh, Drac is going back to the back. I think
Yeah.
meant Zelda was going into...
No. Drax is going to the back escape while Zelda found the connector. You couldn't go back anyways.
Yo.
So we're in the dark world, and oh.
And there's the second entrance to Hyrule. That's a little bit tempting just because you've already found the first one. But the first one's so easy to get back to from a save and quit, you're not really going to worry about. Now you're probably going to take the opportunity here to explore Dark World a little bit. Yeah, so wide open seed here at the start.
So the nice thing about Zelda's route is that it's probably gonna clear up all the like ended lamp as well, all the things in South Dark World here. So whenever he has to save and quit, most likely from the digging game, most likely, unless it's a connector. Gonna be able to do that in the light world and like not lose that much efficiency of not having the mirror yet.
Yeah.
You're going to CAC eventually, so.
That being said, I think either runner right now is looking for the mirror as the biggest prize that they possibly can find. Although that castle tower key for Zelda is really nice.
Especially when, like, I mean, oh, you have a fire rod already, so you can get both items and then be done with it.
I mean, and they have a lamp. But yeah, they can kill everything. They can walk through without even worrying about the dark rooms. Like, it's not just, it's in logic there too.
Finding a lot of items in the dark world. I mean, item caves.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, this has just been a very generous seed on both ends. But the South Dark World is pretty loaded.
Helping with the movement as well. Like, that's pretty good.
And I think both runners here are looking for the mirror as the big prize because they've touched so little of the world that a mirror here would basically drop the amount of time it takes to clear the world by about 30%.
There's Uncle. Oh, that Sanctuary drop is 1 out of 3 right now to actually having an item.
Yeah, it's not super incentivizing for me to go check that.
But it's super far out of the way. You might go there before you go back to Paradox, I guess. But that's a very good Dark World access, kinda. I mean, that's a decent Dark World access here.
Yeah, I mean, I think they've got some pretty decent Dark World spots.
Excuse me?
Speaking of Dark World access, what about just lifting the rock? Zelda using the patently incorrect Danganronpa music for the minigames in his pack, of course. Imagine not using the Magical Girl Mon Ami track. Come on. Come on, Zelda, get your shit together.
Right, not getting punished that much now that he found mitts.
No, the second chest in Castle Tower is probably the one that stands out the most as a oof spot for Drac early here.
It's not that far from Sanctuary saving quit point.
No, it's not that bad.
So we know Laser Bridge in logic with that cave that Sega found. We might be finding an item here, hopefully.
Would not be surprised. Early laser bridges are very frequently kind of loaded. Although the seed's so loaded already, I'm not sure what more I mean, I know exactly what more we're looking for. It's the mirror, but... not sure exactly what Drac uses for laser skips. I use audio cues.
No, nothing on this aside from a...
What?
From a podkey. I'm not sure what it was.
I'm really confused why he just let go of his fairy. Okay, so we're gonna see the second chest in Castle Tower.
Unless it's the mirror, I think Drax is fine.
Yeah, I would say if this is the mirror, Drax is gonna feel really bad. Okay, this is nothing. Then we're fine. Drax fine. I don't have a rooting interest in this match. It's not like I want Zelda to lose so that I don't get forced to face him like I do in every single tournament. I mean, what?
Speaking of Podkeys, that's the thing now. Unfortunately for Drag, he dropped the fairy.
Dropped his fairy? Oh, he would have had such a good setup too to fairy revive. Yeah, we've gotten lots of really valuable caves so far. If you're Drac, when you hit the end of this, do you go straight into north to the Dark World and then like go pick up the Smith? And just hope you walk into the Smith house at some point?
That's a fair point. That's a very fair point.
This early Mitts is not like super suspicious, but it's a little strange. And there aren't a lot of things it could be pointing at with the items that we have right now. Like, maybe it's pointing at minor area, but you would need to find a flute in that case. Drac looking like he's just going to mimic clip this anyway. The sort of two that really come to mind, since we already had Dark World access to all the major areas of the Dark World, would be either Smith and or Purple Chest, or the maybe less common one of the Mitz Rocks on East Death Mountain. So Drac gonna go for the Mimic Clip here. For those of you who don't know how this functions, basically the Mimics have no hitbox detection. They're very, very first pixel of movement, or their first frame of movement to the left. And so what you'll see is Drax using pause buffers here, since Drac doesn't have magic fingers that can do it without pause buffers. Shut up, Lynn. Where he will basically alternate between, he'll do one input to the right, then pause and hold up or down coming out of it, so it basically locks in the position of the Mimic and does that repeatedly until it slides off the screen like that.
It was a pretty clean one.
Yep, that was pretty good.
Clean. Oh, what? Oh.
Alright, well, Drac's gonna feel almost no pain for losing that fairy then. Alright, well, Big J's just cursed the seed by asking if it was a jet seed. There are Crosskeys jet seeds, but they require a lot more than this. But this seed is really, really generous so far. And honestly, like, absent a mirror, this is going to feel very, very good for the runners, because it mainly just means that you're not putting yourself in a position where you're going to orphan lots of entrances and stuff that you go by.
Zelda didn't lose the fairy, so he might have a better time here in pod. Especially with low health.
Although the fairy revive's a little bit slow anyway, so it's not okay.
You can get that key, Drac. And that means you don't want to go to the...
Yep, Sanctuary is now... Sanctuary is a non-persona gratis. Well...
I mean, if you have powder, maybe.
I have an argument for going to Sanctuary here.
You want to know where Ganon is, for sure. But
if you fight Ganon's tower, you can literally climb and beat it. If Ganon's there... Not only can you literally fight and beat it, like, we're getting kind of close to, like, a bow and some small keys puts that in logic, even. Oh yeah, we're cat jamming now, boys.
Alright, so now with that Dark World access, Drax not even bothering with the entrance to the race game. He's just going through Dark World.
A little bit bold, but I can get it. Yeah, I mean, the mirror is going to turn the routing efficiency up to, like, 17, but at least they're not going to have to, like, revisit areas, Shady.
I can get... That's kind of... If Smith is actually in one of the 3 houses, that's gonna be bad for Drake. Speaking of Ganon's Tower... Hello.
I mean, like... you kind of think about climbing here if you're Drac, right?
No.
Okay.
No, not in that equipment. That sucks. Like, it's so easy to get it. It's not bad
Just
to
get good, Lynn.
It's not bad to get to, depending on what you get. Also,
no, yeah. I mean, you're right. We'll see what we find here. But I think you're officially at the point where you're actually pretty interested in knowing.
I mean, the other is Magic Bat. You don't really want to climb for Magic Bat.
I mean, you don't really want to climb for Magic Bat,
logic.
but you don't hate having climbed for Magic Bat, necessarily. And Zelda doing the Fairy Revive.
Gonna get the hammer. Gonna be very pleased.
See you here.
Getting out of the tower is gonna be painful.
It is. I mean, honestly, this Ice Armos fight is going to be pretty painful, too.
True. I did have Magic and Fire Rod for the end of the fight, so it's not going to be that
bad. You can have
bad.
Magic and Fire Rod, but the hammering part is going to be kind of annoying. Assuming you're not going to do this. Man, you even have Blue Boomerang and Hookshot for this? Like, man, this is nice. There is nothing perfectly good about Boomerang Ice Armos. You all are liars and miserable people.
Hopefully we get some sword in the remaining chest, 5 chests. That 6 would be big chest.
That would be very, very nice.
Or a blue cane. Blue cane would be nice as well.
Yeah,
or a bow, but with the bow behind. I mean, the hammer behind the bow. Nice. No, not another boomerang.
Oh, we know how the game wants you to fight Ice Armos. Yeah, Boomerang Ice Armos is possible and probably the most miserable thing you can possibly imagine. See if Drac is cool enough to do, Boo. Drac not setting up a bomb recoil through the portal.
Alright, so
Telethar Drac, I think Zelda did the other 2 pod chests just by opening the door, didn't he?
Oh, just use the key.
Drac gonna set up the bomb jump here. Really the easiest bomb jump in the game. The setup is very difficult. You kind of drop the bomb somewhere and kind of hang somewhere to the right and you'll be fine. Drac doing a PSA for the entire world to say wait for the anti-fairy to hit the skull before you pick it up.
Swamp. No flippers.
They don't have flippers for Swamp. But other than that, they've got... I mean, they don't have the small key either.
Drake is using the Fire Rod for the beginning of the fight.
It's actually a little surprising to me.
The problem is, like, if you don't get a quick kill, there's a lot of damage that it's gonna be just negated.
Yeah. I mean, he actually might end up being in a situation where he's going to be almost forced to use the boomerang on the last one.
And a connector to end up that Kikuriko. Was there anything in this game?
It looks like Drake has the timing mostly down for this at least. Not really. Oh, there's the Mire area. Well, I don't want to change your mind because I want you to waste time doing Boomerang Armos in the races against me. Pretty underwhelming GT all in all.
There were a few big. There was a big key to Swamp, and a big key to Mire, if I remember right.
Like I said, pretty underwhelming. I mean, at least you got something that you're probably going to need in the Mire big key, but... Oh, was there a flute on race game? Okay, I definitely was watching Drac do the Ice Ramos fight and didn't check race game.
Oh, hello, Hot Cave. More keys to Pod.
I'll say, honestly, get one more key, and that becomes a pretty tempting revisit to Pod.
Where's Zelda going? Is he going back up the connector? Was there another connector?
I was watching Jack's screen. I missed what was. Oh, there's a desert here. Okay, gross. Speaking of gross, hello. Second small key to Castle Tower.
That we don't need. No, it's dead.
You're right. No, well. Oh yeah, we have a KPI. It's dead. It's dead. It's dead.
I actually think grabbing the Smith might not be a bad idea here.
No, I think grabbing the Smith is a great idea here. Yup, that's definitely worth it, Julo.
Can already check Catfish. Might even be able to go to the dark shopping mall if you want to. But do you want to?
So if I'm Drac right now, I'm actually probably saving and quitting out of Stumpy and moving to exploring Light World here. Because I just kind of want to see if I can avoid accidentally losing my Smith. Okay.
The big key to Ice Palace on Catfish, hopefully. That's not gonna burn Drac if he doesn't go soon. No, not soon, but for clear ice. They could, like, if Zelda finds Ice Palace, it could actually
clearable.
Clear. It's clearable.
It's full clearable. It's one item out of being full clearable on logic, even.
I mean, need a bow as well, technically.
Oh, yeah. Alright.
Checking the other end of the desert here. I forgot about this cave. I mean, entrance.
Drac not opting for hammer pigs here. Oh, well, I mean, that's fine. You don't have the big key. But speaking of things that can make you lose your Smith. There's a couple spots that lose you your Smith. So beating a crystal dungeon loses your Smith. Drac slightly off on the lineup to hookshot to that skull. If you enter at all the dark entrance to Old Man Cave, that loses your Smith. Because it clears your follower state. If you go to Pod area, that loses your Smith, and also if you go into the basement of Thieves Town. I don't know if it's exactly pixel perfect, but it's very, very tight, James. But yes, you can hook to the skull.
The bunny beam under it makes it that you cannot directly hookshot it, but there's still a window where you can. And yeah, Uncle also kills it because Toad kicked W.
Because programming.
Something to do about.
Yeah, James, I'm not particularly good at a lot of aspects of this game, but I'm really good at hookshotting that particular skull.
Something about having an invisible Zelda that talks to you in Standard, for example. I think, if I remember correctly. Don't quote me on that. I'm not sure.
All right. Drac probably looking to head up to Skull Woods here, given the fire rod. Alright, so Thieves Town is a green pendant.
I like just not going all the way to check that single entrance in the scenario. That fell, but he was kind of lucky here. Not gonna lie, that it was this drop down. I'm pretty sure he didn't want to fall.
Race game, I do not believe gets rid of the Smith.
Nope.
I will, however, tell you the least useful bit of Smith chain related trivia that you will ever hear, which is that defeating people are now relatively familiar with the glitch on purple chest, where you can drop purple chest and walk into something, or that you can drop purple chest and then walk in Dark World and then mirror and talk to the guy anyway and still get it.
So not happy to see it, but it's not in a great spot. So,
well, Julo just got his birthday.
The main issue with that, I mean, we don't have the Eastern. You have to go in here, but we don't have the Eastern dig. The main issue is that we don't have access logically to that side of the map.
Yup.
Which could be just behind a bow.
It could also be behind a sword.
True.
Like, there's so many things that put access to that area in logic that it's almost safe to assume that access to that area is in logic, in my opinion. But yeah, going back to my useless trivia. So if you drop the purple chest on your way into Ganon's tower, then climb Ganon's tower and kill Aga 2, you're still considered to have the purple chest, and so you can walk from there all the way down to Gary and... Hey! Look what's in logic!
Oh, that's a nice shot. Pretty good find. Especially if there's an Eastern Big behind it or whatever. And unlikely.
Also, kids, please never do that. If you're going to turn in the purple chest, please walk away. It's not worth it. I only did it because I was really bored one season. I was curious if it would work. Alright. So that sword puts Eastern Dark World in logic by virtue of...
Aghanim.
Killing Aghanim. The problem triple. Alright, and
it wasn't
logic.
It wasn't logic all along without the keys.
You thought it was a sequence break, but it was me. Logic.
You know what's kind of tempting right now? For real.
I do know what's very tempting right now. Hey, Drac. Climbing GT doesn't lose you the Smith. I'm just saying.
Even more keys to pot.
We don't know what's behind Aga 2, Wally. It is either Magic Bat
or Ganon.
Or Ganon.
The other one we haven't seen is actually Sanctuary, even though they have a glove. There was Paradox Cave on their way, and they just decided not to go.
Yep, someone right now is getting real upset about the fact that they haven't checked it. I gotta say though, this Smith has seen some shit. I mean, there's actually a lot of things that point in favor to just kind of blind killing Aga 2. Like, yeah, you can go check Sank, and maybe that's worth it.
I think if you find the powder before checking it, you just do it.
I would say if you find the powder, you're 100% just doing it. If you find the mirror, you're probably just going to do it anyway. But the fact is that is also just a free teleport to the pyramid for you.
Free. It's still 4 items on the way. That's the thing. You get 4
It's
items.
4 items. Most of them are in logic, or they're in logic or close to in logic. It's also a, like, if it's Magic Bat and your opponent checks it and you do it, like, you get something that you know your opponent's probably not going to rush to, as Zelga's trying to sort of shortcut the logic here and think, oh, okay, well, I have 3 pod keys, there's more coming up. But in reality, it's just going to clear out almost all of pod at this point.
Fortunately, it doesn't have the bow.
Does not have the bow, so he cannot kill Homosaur here.
The good thing is, if he decides to spend that small key, there's gonna be another one in the front of Harvard Castle to go for Helmar after this.
Oh, I'm 100. Like, there's no way I'm not spending this pod key. Okay. Drac now, since he has the Smith, is going to kind of walk around a little bit and see if he can find the Smith's home.
We know he's not gonna find it here, though. Maybe he'll find it here in the entrance, but... did he lose it?
Okay,
no,
not the old
still
man.
has it.
Sigh of relief coming in. That wasn't the back of old man? Spicy.
Oh.
So Kana Samaria puts Trinex killable. I mean, you're obviously well out of logic, but like doing that, and given you already have Laser Bridge, doing that is a relatively nice play because it also gives you a free teleport to the very front.
The Drac's gonna find Desert at the end of this, which he'll might be able to take all the way to the Maya area.
He's gonna go through. I can't imagine him not. So Drac's gonna have his heart stop for a second time right here. Wait. Are we sure that Dark Cave that he found wasn't the back of Old Man? I know that was an eastern area.
He didn't check it.
I mean, I thought Zelga did though.
No, he didn't.
Yeah,
go.
Zelga definitely went through. Zelga went through the back of Old
No,
Man.
he did. Oh, he did. Okay.
That's what I thought.
Okay, I didn't see it. Sorry. It's hard to follow 2 people at the same time. Okay, so that's some very useful 7 quit points.
Zelga also
Warhead.
wishing that he knew what was below the pyramid right now. But like honestly, there is some value in doing an early GD climb only because if it's not like hard required because of Ganon, your opponent's probably not going to be in the looking to be like, oh, I'm going to rush this right now.
You still have
So
a lot to do. Like we haven't set foot in South Light World yet. Like aside from going for the whole at the beginning.
But what I'm trying to say is that I think there's some value in it because it's specifically a play your opponent's unlikely to do, so it can be a way that you can leverage yourself and gain an advantage.
So Drac's gonna get that.
Let's see if he
I suppose big.
Can head to Dark Shopping Mall from here too if he wants. Also, this looks like a fun seed to play.
It's too open for me.
Like it's really open, but you have a lot of choices. There's a lot of things you can do. There's very little like banging your head against the wall so far, and you've got a lot of relatively cool routing tools. Like the only thing it's really missing for me would be the mirror. All right, Drac is not going to continue on and do the mirror.
Doesn't want to risk losing the Smith, I think. So just gonna go look for.
Wait, did Zelda skip the map chest?
Yeah. Saving a key, but he has to now.
I hate that. Oh. I mean, you're not going to beat this if you're Drac. This is so easy to come back to, and you don't want to lose the Smith.
You're not. You're not bidding this.
You're annoyed if you're Drac. Because you want to be able to beat this, but... I'm saying this is almost even in logic to kill Mothra at this point.
Only missing a key.
Yep, just one small key. Aiko, I'm about to learn something interesting about how you can get across this gap here. Lynn's gonna murder me. Alright, so Hera and Desert are our red crystals. Lynn might have died doing that bomb jump. Or died in that room at least, in his race this week. It was very funny, he probably doesn't think so.
No.
I say Zelda taking the little more conservative approach of saving his magic here for later.
It has magic can even kill two, but like only getting one at a time, consuming a lot of magic as well. Like Drac was being a bit smarter here, trying to get multiple hits here.
Yeah, Drac's fight was a little cleaner here.
Oh.
Hello, we have Swamp Palace paging on line 1.
Still missing a small key, but yeah. That's a very bad
So Jim, it's good in a sense that the chest he skipped didn't really have anything. Ooh, this is gonna get kind of dicey for wall kicks here. Or Zelga here, wow. Sorry, I saw wall kicks' name in chat, and I saw the Phoenix Red sprite and just auto-corrected. How you feeling, wall kicks? Feeling a little dicey here?
That's why you should use the fire rod.
I was saying, you should start using the fire rod here. Alright, we have the vote here from wall kicks to use the boomerang.
Oh, hello.
Oh no, my dude. Yeah, this is so rough that runners not even in this race are sweating right now.
I'm not gonna be able to kill it with the fire rod fully, but gonna do a lot of damage.
I say, so Drac's run here was a little cleaner. Say, this is just your friendly reminder, check on your neighborhood wall kicks, you never know what he may be going through!
Well,
at least
he
can Death Orb out of here! Zelda the routing legend! No, Zelda!
Just Death Orb!
No, did he not grab the big chest?
He did.
Oh no, he did, okay. Alright, well that was horrible to watch for my blood pressure.
I was in that Blind's Hut because I was so focused on Zelda trying
I
not to die.
absolutely no idea.
Well, we only have 4 spots left for the Smith House to be in. I think Drag's gonna go there immediately.
Yeah, it's gonna be Drag's play right here. You know what was in the house? What was in Blind's Hut was powder.
Oh, oh!
I don't know if you're meme or not, Artie Walsh, but I actually, like, non-mimetically agree with that. I actually do think it's time to climb.
Mirror would just make the decision for me. For sure.
Yeah, if I get the mirror. Oh, I mean, so the only thing is, Drag doesn't have the cape.
Yeah, but Drag doesn't have the cape, that's the problem. Zelda doing the same play. Like, it makes a lot of sense too.
Not
Not yet. I mean, you only have 2 entrances left. That's
Yeah,
not
I
that
know.
big of a
You're
deal.
like, I'm about to find. This
Hopefully,
one
hopefully it's gonna be
two.
sheer. Because if it's the other one,
Okay.
okay, that's it.
So
If the other one, that's kind of
should go beat
painful.
Hero right now. Oh, a well-earned reward. Like, I have no issues with
If it's a
Drax
Gina, because like you want to end that route in Desert Main. Oh wait, it doesn't have the book yet. Only Zelda has it.
Zelga's MSU pack is the second best Danganronpa MSU pack. No idea who made the best one, but he's probably very intelligent and witty.
Right, so I don't remember what that Hera was. Hera Big, I mean. But
I don't remember either. Like, these runners have been so divergent, it's really hard to keep track of both sides of it. Gamma, the best Danganronpa MSU pack was made by some guy named, like, Aladdin or something. I don't think it's publicly available, though.
Paladin, I'm kind of surprised when. Oh, I guess we just checked the lobby, but it's gonna go back for left side. Yeah,
I don't like
going
this
back for
route.
left side.
Like, left side is so close to in logic, like, it's not like you're gonna skip.
The thing is, like with the how's it called? Door extension. Stay.
Yeah. But you don't have boots, so...
Yeah, but if you find boots on left side, you can just go. So I think that if you can do that, just going to left side first is just the right way. And you're gonna have boots for the lobby as well.
was GT Hope, okay.
That's the thing. You're gonna have boots for the lobby as well. So I think like with door state extension, you're just going for the Firelog side.
Yeah.
At this point in the game, it's just better.
I have a question, by the way. Which frog got the more interesting tour this seed? Uh-oh.
They're both in a lot. Oh, with that Master Sword, if you get a mirror, like...
I would say a mirror now makes the climb an absolute no-brainer.
Especially if you're Drag, you haven't checked the pot area yet as well.
It looks like Eastern's a crystal as well. So Zelda is going to have to revisit that area.
Maya was in Hammer Pigs, right? Like, Drag didn't check
Yes,
it.
Myra was in Hammer Pigs.
We haven't found anything so far here, but... Oh.
Okay. That's not really an item I want to see, to be honest. It's not just that it's a pendant, it's that I don't have the small key. Like, I want no temptation. I mean, honestly, you don't have temptation to go there because...
Problem is, Zaga didn't find it yet, so... which he will.
That's true. He is going to find it, so he might be tempted to just say, I'm going to go do this now. Say,
Will
Drac
he?
now gonna
With
get
the
his
Smith behind
second
him?
dungeon.
Because you're, like, it's abandoned, but you're still losing it. It's deep down.
Wait, Eastern didn't have a sword. Drac hasn't been to Eastern. The other sword was in... Drac. Drac! It was in a cave somewhere. Somewhere in the dark, somewhere near here. I think Zelda's
Was it in
about to get the
Skullwoods? It
sword.
was in Skullwoods.
Oh, you're right. Yeah, it was in the trap chest in Skullwoods that opens up the pits.
And that's the sound for Zelda. Actually, you might just, he might just go. Yeah. I think you just go. Like, Smith is not that far to get back. You're just grabbing it back on your way out.
Oh, so I mean, it's not the loss of Smith that gets me, it's that I'm orphaning that just unnecessarily. I don't think you go, because GT is right here anyway, and so you can combo these two if you want, and you can play a little bit safer and hope to grab the Thief Sound Small before you come here.
The problem is that mail that Zelda has right now.
Yeah, that red mail sucks. Jack, meanwhile, picks up his second crystal from Mothula. This now emerging, looking like an uncomeback from a bowl, 2-0 crystal lead for Drac.
Well, let's see what Zelda decides to do. No. No, he's going. He's going.
He's going. Faked us out a bit, but he's going. Drac, meanwhile, cleaning up the last kind of flipper check that he wanted to do.
I get it, because you ended that route in the Aspen Ascensions, so...
Drac wants a mirror so bad here he can actually taste it. So here's a question. Hypothetically, you're Drac, you find the mirror right now. Do you go climb GT and just drop in the pyramid and hope that it's not in it?
I'll think about it for sure. I'll think the other end of that.
Yeah, not a useful connector, but good to know about. I mean, mirror could be on green pennant, but green pennant's out of logic right now.
I mean, you don't know. Maybe the small key to T-Sound is in the big chest, but you'll never know. Right, Wallkicks?
Hey, the small key can be in the big chest and you will know. All you have to do is steal the key. And we got the true big brain plays coming here. Alright, Drac gonna get the second item here. Probably not gonna kill Aghanim, both because he doesn't have the key and also because it would be stupid. The high level analysis I'm here for, folks.
Alright, let's see. That chest is in logic.
I'll say this is the one that's in logic. And please ban me emote. Keck W. Just cast a reminder to everybody who plays Ocarina of Time, Greg emotes are not funny, please stop. Actually kind of surprised Drac didn't just save and quit out of here.
I don't know what the plan is for Drac. I guess he wants to go back for...
Purple chest, maybe?
Nah.
Yeah, this is like less a actual gang of thieves and more like Oliver Twist here.
That might be like
he wants to know
if that's magic bad. If that's magic bad, I think Drac is climbing.
Mm-hmm. I agree. Honestly, if this is Ganon, Drac might be climbing anyway. Let's go.
Oh! I mean, if Drac gets the small key to T-Sound before she checks the hammer bags, that's gonna be some way to tell him to go. But right now, that mirror is pretty bad for Drac. Not gonna lie.
When Drac goes to GT, he's probably gonna pick up. Well, he's probably gonna do hammer pegs.
Nah. If you do hammer pegs,
no, you're.
I mean, depending on what the mirror locks.
Because he's a vampire anyway, Orange.
Oh, that's a flute for Zelda as well. So that's gonna be a lot of movement.
Okay, so Drac's gonna take the other Paradox Cave. I assume? Yeah, he's taking the other Paradox Cave.
It's gonna lead him to GT. Because he hasn't done Stumpy, right? So he's gonna do all that. He might go to the art shopping mall as well. That's a thing. Or will he?
He might just go straight to GT.
Nah, he's doing Stumpy and the rest of that part
I
of
mean,
the
he's
world.
doing Stumpy, obviously, but the real Death Mountain access was the flutes we made along the way. Hello, ZSR main. Thank you for the raid. I did. Alright, so he's doing hammer pegs here, so he's gonna get that Thieves Town big. There's a chance he does Thieves Town before he even heads to Ganon's Cat Tower here, because he's right next to it. Which will make climbing beyond a no-brainer.
With the mirror, I agree. You just climb. Like you also get 3 entrances out of the way and it's required anyways. So,
I mean, I think climbing's a no-brainer anyway, but with the mirror, it's like a... What do you want? A neon sign to tell you to do this? So Drac gonna get the 7 items here. I'm gonna refresh my comms page because both runners are syncing for me.
I'm gonna do the same here. Just gonna say no. Checking the front, I guess. But you're just saying no here. Actually climbing, huh? Gonna lose his smith though.
Apologies, by the way, I seem to have lost my commentary feed, so I'm trying to get it fixed up.
Zelda is killing Moldon right now. Already knowing it's a crystal as well, so gonna lose it. Smith? He only had like 5 entrances that he can check.
Yeah, I don't love, especially with a flute, I don't love that.
It's nothing, but it just kills your smith and purple chest as well.
Honestly, purple chest has now become a really nasty spot for Zelda.
It's not that bad. I mean, he still has flute and mirror, so it's not that bad, but it's
I mean,
still...
he does a flute and mirror, but even so, it's...
And he's gonna feel bad here, though.
Yeah.
Because he just checked the other... I don't know if you have your feedback, but he just checked the other entrance that was.
I don't have my feedback. I popped up a multi-stream, so I'm now trying to calm 30 seconds ahead, so I'm trying to hold my thoughts in my head for 30 seconds now. Actually, let me see if Incognito wants to fix it for me. Drac going for the purple chest here. Huh. So he's not going to beat Thieves Town. Sorry, I forgot to delay by 30 seconds.
Also skipping on the Thieves Town for now.
Yeah, so he's not going to pick up that mirror. Which is probably bad.
Don't say it. I'm not gonna say it.
I don't know what you're gonna say because I'm literally just like sitting here trying to queue off of your stuff because I'm afraid to spoil things. As we're trying to get my commentary feed fixed.
I'm going all the way to the dark shopping mall here. With the purple chest.
We haven't found the front of Old Man yet, have we?
Nope. There's a chance. There's actually a chance he loses that.
There's a pretty decent chance he loses this, actually. And you can't go through that connector with it. If there hypothetically were a connector at Dark Shopping Mall.
Oh. Guess we're clearing the Ice Palace for Zelda. No king kind of feels bad, but like you can full clear it.
I mean, you want a cane for Ice Palace, but you can't just like be like, no, I'm gonna put off this 8-item dungeon in case I get the cane later. Like, no, absolutely not. I mean, that being said, Zelda at least knows 6 of the 7 crystals. So this is going to give him his full crystal information, and it's either going to tell him, hey, Mire is a pendant, or Ice is the last pendant. If Mire is a pendant, that becomes really interesting, both because they've already done Mire, and done 7 of 8 items, but also it gives the potential for the Cane of Smari to not be required. Hey, Drac, probably gonna do Spiral Cave, I would guess, after turning in a purple chest here.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it's on his way. That's not a key to pod. If I'm Drac, I would consider just finishing pod here.
It's a pretty tempting play. He might delay it a little bit, hoping to pick up a 5th key so he can actually full clear it, but... I'll say Drac also doesn't know that pod is
a crystal, yeah.
Is a crystal. Pet is not dead. Pet could be a Swamp Palace small.
Oh, that's a mountain exit for Drac. He's gonna be able to find Ice Palace as well, and be able to clear it.
Yeah, you have to assume he's gonna go through. If that's the case.
Ew.
When he was up here, did he check the Mitz cave here?
Not yet.
Okay.
He was checking that lower entrance, which was Hookshot Cave. Not sure you want to follow connector. Yeah, this should drag though, so. Like, without the mirror, like, even if you still need the good connectors like the TR bridge, without the mirror they don't do anything, and this one is very good for him. That's the one to the dodge shop.
Let's go! Got a comms page back. Let's go!
So he's not gonna have to go back to the Dark Shocking Mall at all now. Just in case that connector lead to the Tira bridge that locks something. So that's pretty good for Drac.
Oh, so I saw Drac get that connector 30 seconds ago and just kind of bit my tongue because I wanted to say something about it, but also knew that I was 30 seconds ahead of the broadcast.
Drac very low on health here. Might just take a death after getting the old man behind him.
I certainly would. So I mean, the risk reward just doesn't make sense to not, in my opinion.
Yeah, just took a death here. Makes sense. Is there anything in ice?
Not that I've seen.
No. I got the Mire map, but you're gonna kill Coldstare anyway, so you're gonna have information about Mire. Nice. Lovely.
That's, I believe that is what we refer to as a thinker. Zelda gonna pound out the last little bit of life out of Coldstare.
And it's the Crystal Samara dependent, so we might not even need the Cane of Samaria.
Even more reason why you really had no excuse to wait on Icebreaker.
Now what we need is the Desert Big and the Eastern Big and the Swamp Small. Basically.
Have any of these entrances been locked by the mirror? I don't think so, right? That we need?
No relevant entrances have been locked by the mirror. Yet. I mean, obviously, so the mirror could still be required. But if it's not finding the mirror could be a nice win for Drac. But we're still missing a good chunk of stuff. And I mean, like, the flute is nice, but logically irrelevant because of the Mire connector. Although Drac doesn't actually know about the Mire connector, right? Because he didn't go out that in the desert. No, not yet. Zelda still doesn't know he has to climb as well.
I mean, he has to suspect there's a very decent chance of it, but...
I'm kind of expecting Zelda to... Wait, he didn't go out of the lower paradox entrance as well, so he doesn't know it actually leads to Bumper Cave.
He hasn't found Bumper Cave yet, so connectors kind of have a good amount of value for him.
So, the question is how long Drac is going to put off the GT climb in order to find the mirror, because I'm guessing that's what he's looking for before climbing, kinda.
I have to assume that's what he's looking for. And at some point he's going to give up and think the mirror's just on the... Which we know is not the case, but...
More stuff we can check. 3 items here. Since we also have the big key. Might want to go for that one as well. Like, that turtle rock entrance is not very friendly.
No, it's really not. Surprised Zelga's picking up this key. He already had 2 keys, he's probably not going to need them anyway.
Kind of funny that Zelda still didn't find Skullwoods.
Yo. And I mean, I suspect if there's a Skullwoods big key out there somewhere, that'll be something that'll throw Zelda towards it, but for now he's being a little bit cognizant not to orphan it. I mean, it's also just that he's had other stuff that are relatively appealing plays, and so hasn't.
No, he didn't find the bag of Skullwoods. He didn't find it.
Wait, did he not bomb the...
Nope.
You're right,
he was there in the Dark World. And then he got the flute, and that's how he checked the Mini Moldum Cave and...
Man, I gotta be honest. If somehow finding Skullwoods becomes Zelga's go mode, he's gonna feel real dumb about where it is. But I mean, that happens sometimes. Like... I don't know about you, I've had Sphere Zero go modes in Crosskeys before. Like, it's not even that, like, it's not common, but it's not that uncommon in a seed, especially a seed like this that was just, like, so generous early on with opening up the world so much. I believe Zelda lost to Goomba in the last round.
He did. It was Goomba, yeah. Zelda's gonna find the Dark Shopping Mall here. Actually surprised Zelda didn't go for the Dark World. Kinda. Oh yeah, no, he has the mirror. Why would...
So with the mirror, yeah, I agree.
Big thinker is that the Hookshot Cave connector leads to Floating Island. And it actually not lose time at all.
Always a little bit of a thinker when that happens. I mean, you'd probably expect to see Boots soon, Eternal. Just because of, like, the sheer amount of stuff that's been cleared. There's the flippers which Zelga missed. So Zelga's still missing the bow. And
I think KB gonna have to do that now.
yeah, I agree.
Not sure he'll be able to come out, but you can...
I think he should be able to come out. But he could also Death Warp and just flute back to 8, which is what it looks like he's doing.
Oh, it's gonna be able to find Skullwoods, I guess.
He did it! Take a bow, Zelga.
So what's Drax's play gonna be next? I'm assuming he's coming close to just climbing at this point.
I feel like he has to be so close to that point. I feel like if he finds the Thieves' Town... No, I think this is the climb.
The question is...
if he were to find the Thieves' Town small, I think he might do Thieves' Town before the climb.
With everything you've done in Outcast so far, do you just go for Thieves' Town and say, I'm not coming back here anyways, so might as well do it now, or do you just climb? I mean, I guess I still right side GT if you find the King of Samaria.
I suspect you just climb.
He hasn't done the pot area yet as well. Did he? I think Drake didn't go. Like, he didn't find Eastern yet. He didn't find Eastern yet.
Eastern, so he hasn't been in the pot area.
Yeah, that's just a climb.
Yo, not surprised. I mean, one chest in killing Aga is out of logic, but the other three are all like fully in logic at this point.
Gonna be able to do a pyramid item check as well that we haven't seen yet.
So, green pendant gives a heart piece. The mirror is obviously still quite a prize, but...
That's a good route from Zelda. Going through barrel here that he saw on the Death Mountain, so he didn't even have to flip back to 8. He's gonna be where he was, and he's gonna be able to check the item.
That's true. Yeah, no, this is a good route.
Or maybe he didn't know, so he didn't check that one as well. No, I think he might have not known, but that's gonna work out super good for him. And now he's just gonna follow this one, and
maybe get the items. Did Drac end up turning in the mushroom?
No, like he doesn't have a flute, so it's kind of out of the way for him.
Yeah, I kind of wonder if you do it anyway, just in case you find the mirror on the climb. Given that potion shop is right there. But I understand not doing it. Shoals are the most special thing about the seed is the divergence, honestly. Like, this is a wide open seed with really early accessible hammer, with really early accessible...
You have to take that one, I think, as well.
I agree.
No, it's kind of you're looking for a lot of entrances left, I think. We found all the major entrances.
Yeah.
I think it's gonna be a first time seeing the dark entrances here.
I believe that is correct.
Oh. Hello.
I was watching the climb. What was on the other end of Spec Rock?
The King of Samaria.
Interesting. So that's theoretically sequence breakable. I don't think either of these two are really hovering. And obviously we don't have the boots yet. I wonder though if you actually even are particularly interested in that item, given that both Turtle Rock and Mire are pendants.
Once and not yet. At this point, it has to be.
I don't. Sorry,
anyways.
what I'm saying more is I don't think there's a scenario where you even consider sequence breaking it. Like, if you find it in logic, sure, you're obviously going to grab it. But you're not going to sequence break it, partly because there is absolutely the possibility here that the other end of that is sitting in Ganon's tower.
I want to say if there's anything on Desert Ledge. Did we see Desert Ledge? I'm not sure
I
we
don't
did.
think we saw... Well, I would have assumed Zelda would have checked it. Because it's super free to check.
So far, the mirror's worthless.
Yeah, so far the mirror's a bust. And I mean, to be fair, like, the mirror's not even in logic yet. So if that Thieves Town small key is buried somewhere bad, like, that mirror could just not be accessible post-go mode or very, very close to go. Like, none of these things are super likely necessarily, but it should be tempering your valuation of the item a little bit.
I mean, it makes Zelda's route kind of efficient.
It does. I mean, like, yeah, absolutely. Like, the mirror has aggregate value purely off of routing efficiency. But at the same time, if you end up never needing it, it ends up being super worthwhile.
Jack's gonna be... He's gonna find Easton pretty soon. There's nothing in that climb, though.
Yep, nothing in the climb.
Yeah, again, in the band I get to.
Drax gonna have to just kind of give up and go for GT at this point, or go for the Eastern Dip.
He doesn't have much left, that's the thing.
Yeah.
Aside from maybe South Darkworld, because that's where the lamp is, if I remember right.
Yeah, it is. Because Zelda got there through the other exit or other entrance to Paradox Cave. Are there entrances that Zelda hasn't checked that he's had access to?
We already
I'm
seen
actu-
it, but the only I guess
The Ice Rods and Eastern
Bomber
Palace shoulder.
Bomber is the thing. Bumper Ledge, I mean Southwest Death Mountain, Foothills Cave, Gravid Ledge
Yeah.
that we haven't seen, and that
I'm
are
starting to
accessible
wonder
to
if
Zelda.
that's going to be our play and one of those is going to be Spec Rock.
There's not a lot of items left that we haven't seen. There's one in particular that we haven't seen that comes to my mind. The first is of Swamp Palace.
Yeah. That's obviously in play. The reason I ask is specifically because we're sitting on 4 Turtle Rock small keys. And so I'm wondering if the thing that's going to bust the seat open here is going to be finding Spec Rock and therefore... But I mean, no, because the mirror isn't even in logic. So unless it's accessible somehow without the mirror... I mean, maybe just that Thieves Town Small is sitting in the first chest of Swamp?
That has 5 pub keys now.
Yep, I was literally just looking at that. I'm like, it's not in logic, but it's not far off.
Okay,
Yeah.
I can see Drake just going for that.
Yeah. It's got to be looking real time because I don't think he hasn't revisited Pod yet, right? That
Nope.
was only Zelda. Yeah, I have to assume that Drak's next play after this is probably going to be to head to pod. Actual pod, not the pod area.
Drac has the back of Thieves Town as well, if you think about it.
He
That
has
might be the next play.
one item in logic in the back of Thieves' Den, though.
Yeah, but other than that, he doesn't have much. Like, he has a few entrances, but he found all the like relevant ones. Very relevant. Let's put it like this.
That's true. Like he's not super concerned with entrances right now. Like I think he's probably concerned with, do I have the mirror? But I don't think there's a particular entrance he's targeting.
Well, apparently you haven't found it. What was that again?
Oh, it's true.
I didn't mark
Zelda
it.
found that pretty early.
It's south of Kak. He never went there because he went to the Dark World.
Honestly, that's looking like a likely play for him. Not just for it, but also because he'll want to follow up to pod anyway. Like, if we think that pod is his likely next play, since even without the lamp, he's got... Okay, well, without the lamp, he's got one chest in logic and pod, but...
I was gonna check the items and
he's gonna turn in his mushroom and check that. Drac doesn't fall victim to the classic blunder of trying to fake flipper here. With real flippers.
We're gonna see Gravit Ledge here.
So yeah, this is gonna be a Graveyard Ledge play.
Drac's just checking that mushroom at this point and see what he's gonna do next.
No Telethor, Zelda does not check the desert entrances.
There's a chest. The well still has a chest unopened.
Please be the boots!
Please be the boots.
Please be the boots! I'm gonna die laughing!
Okay, no.
Unlucky. Seed sucks now.
Oh.
Nope.
Still not relevant.
But I mean, if Drac is tracking his found entrances, that at least is one that's out there in his head. Oh!
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 He's thinking about.
He's doing South Dark World, I think, into Thieves Town.
He's gonna check the first swamp as well.
Boo! Boo this man! I really wanted him to check south of Kak the way it was intended. You know, by mirroring from race game.
He doesn't have it, but sure. He hasn't checked those three entrances.
I mean, he's gonna check this. He's gonna do pod. And say that's the... And so, his level of worry about the mirror probably just went down hugely.
The mirror's full in logic, but like that's kind of inefficient right now for Drac, because he has entrances all over the place. He's probably gonna grab the flute as well.
Yeah.
After getting the mirror. I mean, he's
gonna set up, he's gonna beat pod. He's not gonna follow that connector. That one's somewhere in... Oh, that was the other Myra. He didn't even know the flute was there! Ooh, and there's the Big Key of Skull Woods for Zelda.
Drac never went there as well.
Because he died jumping down Bumper Cave. And Drac has some scattershot entrances that are out there. And I mean, like, to Drac's credit, I understand why he didn't want to do that. He was trying to wait on the mirror.
I'm guessing Zelga's gonna check bumper here.
Given the already graveyard ledge, yeah, you kind of have to assume it's coming.
He doesn't know it, but that's
I mean, yeah. I mean, like, there's nowhere else his route was terminating from there other than doing this.
You could check the two desert entrances as well with the checkerboard.
Mm-hmm.
Nope.
I'm gonna pause.
Oh, it's pretty bad right now.
Pausers!
What was the book again?
I don't remember. I mean, the funny thing is, if Drac gets the mirror, his Mire access is just going to be fluting there. Actually, I think you're right, Akira. I think Book was a backup pod, because I remember Zelda getting it somewhat early.
The big chest of Thieves Town is a very, very bad for Zelda.
Oh, so that's a big spooky spot for Zelda. And I mean, if there's something there, like, it's going to be a actual, like, reward for Drac's patience. And I mean, like, he got punished a little bit because he's gone so long without the mirror on blind, but it's not like the mirror's been in logic.
And he didn't.
Yes, they knew that Thieves Town was green pendant at the time they went in. But Zelda had the big key when he found it and decided, you know what, I'm gonna go for it.
Sorry.
Womp womp.
Well,
So, if we find Spec Rock, Ped's in logic. Just saying.
Smoky, 2.
Swamp.
Oh, no, mirrors required.
Mirror-chan, why? I don't think we've seen the library.
Alright, even if we did, I don't think there was anything relevant here. Oh. Well, I guess we are heading towards the Swamp Palace if you're Zelda after checking the desert entrance. And checking
Drac's about to get the Swamp Small here too, though. Like, he's gonna beat Pod, and then he's just gonna... Or I have to assume he's gonna beat Pod, otherwise he wouldn't be Death Warping here. And he's just gonna continue on, and, like, I mean, what are you gonna do other than Thieves Town at this point? You get your mirror from Thieves Town, you get your flute, where are you gonna go? Mire. It's kind of crazy, by the way, that Zelda had his lamp at like 5 minutes, and Drac still hasn't made his way to South Dark World. Like, I don't have a problem with Drac not doing it. I don't think it's in a bad play for him by any means.
So that's the Swamp play for Zelda. Still missing the bow though from Escape. Bursts of Escape.
Yep.
That's something that Drac also has for a while.
Yeah, the divergence in this seed is pretty wild. And it's kind of interesting because it feels to one extent like Zelda's been trying to hold on to logic, which is probably why he hasn't done anything in Escape. Because even though the first chest is in logic, the other stuff isn't. But at the same time, like, his Swamp Small Key, which from his perspective is out of logic, is what's being followed up here.
And Swamp is still your best play here, Zelda.
Oh, I agree. I'm not judging the play. I just think it's interesting to sort of note the discrepancy. Let's see.
That's sad. Ganon's not in the Lumber Dragon this seed. Just for the armor check storage situation.
I'll say, hey Trez, how many times per broadcast am I allowed to say ass?
I mean, you're talking about a tag, you're not talking about...
That's right. I'm being very mature. We are talking about the Armos Shake Storage. The newest, hottest tech.
It's not gonna already going for left side. You're looking for 2 items. I can see it, kinda.
You're looking for more than 2 items. You're looking for at least 3.
3 with the bow.
I do wonder if we're going to see Zelda clip up the climb here real soon. Since he knows he can get lucky and snag the second bow there.
I mean, so far we know that the second bow is not locked by the first one so far, unless it's on Armos.
Unless it's on Armos, yeah. I mean, the second bow might just be in here. I would not be surprised at all.
Right, Drac probably heading towards this town right now.
Yeah, it sure seems like the best play he's got available right now. I mean, unless he wants to keep putting off Thieves Town and is going to go for the items.
That's all the medallions. There are some entrances we haven't seen so far, which are on top of Darkest Mountain, like Turtle Rock, Hookshot Cave, and Super Bunny exit. I haven't seen those yet. That could have the King of Somaria as well.
No, Drac strategically oh, maybe not. Okay, Drac not strategically dodging his mirror.
That's just going. I don't know. We have the first death spot for Zelda as well.
Yeah.
In T-Stone Big.
I feel like Zelda has more death spots here than Drac does.
The problem with Zelda is that death spot is just not going back until the end. While Drac, he's just too like. It is very inefficient. Like those. It's not like they're death spot, but we know they're nothing. But he has to check them. Maybe.
And I mean, Drac is gonna go to.
Depending, like.
The Mire area after this, I have to assume.
The thing is, I don't know if Drac tracks his entrances. Like, he might know he's still missing on Waterfall Ferry right now.
Yeah, I'm not sure if Drac does or not.
So, how much importance will Drac give to those entrances? Is pretty much
yeah. I think you have. You'll find different levels of runners at the higher level do different levels of tracking. Like you've got the Spectrum. I know, like both Lynn and I do complete entrance tracking, which, by the way, auto tracking is broken, just absolutely busted, because it lets you know exactly what item caves you haven't found. Whereas you also have people who will do like. I'm going to just sort of mentally keep track of the major caves, the Paradox, Mini Moldorm, Hype, Blind, maybe the 2 items, but probably not as strongly. And then you have the people who just like kind of don't really track at all and just kind of keep it in mind. And I'm not really sure where these runners fall. I don't think Drax right now. I was saying, it's in a complete bust. I don't think Drac's a complete track. I think he might be the, like, 5-item cave tracker.
You might know he's Thomas in Waterfall Ferry, but that's it.
Yeah.
Nope, Swamp was just a bust.
Swamp is a bust.
So we have Thieves Big.
By the way, apparently Book wasn't in pod.
You look for that King of Somaria right now.
Alright, moment of truth coming up here for Zelda. Nope, Zelda's still
Nice
alive.
map.
Nice. Love it. You love to see it. And by love it, I mean
the
you
tab.
roll your eyes at it.
I think we've seen Ether, but we don't know what's on Bombos.
But the Mire entrance is a bust. We've already been spit out there on Zelga's side.
Oh, Zelga's finally going to Hardcastle and get a bow, so I'm guessing we're gonna see a pod play from Zelga as well.
Yeah, we'll probably see Pod into the climb. Although he doesn't have a 5th key yet. So he might actually try to climb first. Since he doesn't have the flute, he can just flute to Pod whenever he wants.
That's true. No, he's gonna do pod because there's a key here in the Hardcastle.
Oh yeah, you're right, there's a key following this. I forgot about that. I remember you mentioned it at the time that Drac got the bow, but... Alright, Drac gonna go get his flute. Honestly, have no idea how Drac feels about that mirror. Because on the one hand, he stayed in logic, and it wasn't really until he actually like had it in logic that he even tried to go for it on it. But on the other hand, he could have had that mirror a lot.
What might make Drac feel bad is the lack of boots, but if he knew where they are, he'd
So
feel bad.
He's not going to feel too bad about it.
If he actually checks it at some point.
I mean, I would have to assume it would require the getting that Skullwood's big. I can't imagine him just sort of like one-offing Ped. Saying.
He's not gonna activate the flute yet. He's gonna check those south entrances here, I think. The problem is doesn't have the book yet, so.
Yeah. I still have no idea where this book was. Oh yeah, and he's gonna check the shovel. Which was... dumb.
Someone is saying in chat that Bombo's required for the Mire entrance, but Zelga got spat out of the Mire entrance, so that's irrelevant.
Yeah, I already said that.
Oh, sorry.
Shovel was somewhere kind of silly, I remember. Was it in Pod? In the chest that Zelga skipped?
It's in Vanabiki and Paria.
Okay. Okay, but I mean, Zelga's got 5 keys, so he's gonna go there sooner rather than later.
You have to assume that's gonna be one of the answers. That's where the cane is. That's where the cane is.
Yeah,
I'm
this feels
pretty
like
sure.
it's where the cane is. Man, at this point, if you're Zelga, you just kind of commit to Ped for the boots. Or not commit to Ped, but you just say, okay, you know what, I'm gonna stop chasing entrances, I'm gonna go to Laser Bridge, beat Trinex, check the front of Total Rock. Yep, there's the cane. Here comes Drac to Mire area, I have to assume? No.
Oh.
Is this a
Green
connector?
Pennant.
Oh, he's turning green penny. Yeah, fine. I even had this marked on my tracker.
I think. You just killed Trinex here. Here's Zelga.
Oh, yeah.
It's just like the fastest way to get 4 checks out of the way. You kill Trinex and plus, oh, you do Pod first for sure, but you're not gonna find anything aside from that shovel, and then you.
Oh, then you're gonna kill
just
Trinex
kill
here.
Trinex. Yeah, you kill Trinex. Like you're
I mean,
looking
at
for
the
more
point-
than one item.
If you don't find Desert Big or Eastern Big, I think you just kill Vitreous then at that point if you're Zelga.
He might just climb before killing
Oh
Trinex.
yeah. Okay, he'll probably climb directly out of here. I mean, unless he decides, you know what, I really want the boots for the climb, and I think they're going to be required in some. I think that's too greedy, but
You have all the entrances. That's the thing. I mean, you have all the dungeon entrances. That we found all the 5-item caves. I'm pretty sure.
That's why I think it's too greedy.
Like getting the boots here is very greedy. Like Vitreous is really bad.
Yeah. And honestly, I feel like you're going to be hard pressed to make your time back with the boots just from killing Vitreous. Because I'd say by the rough guide that people tend to use for how much time the boots save, you'd probably need the seed to go on for about 20 more minutes after you get the boots. And I don't think that's super likely. Like, both runners have to be like, I'm feeling very close to go mode at this point.
Yeah, you have to do TR, right side of GT as well before you even commit to the boots at this point.
I'm not sure if we're missing any item caves right now. I don't think we're missing any major item caves. I think we found all of the 752s. I'm not 100% sure if we found all of the...
The 2s, no, I'm not sure.
Did we find Myershed?
I'm not sure.
I don't remember seeing it. Okay, Zelga found Myershed. I would say, because Drac in particular here is going to be pretty disincentivized from checking entrances.
Oh, that's actually pretty good for Drac.
Ooh, yeah.
Like, that connector is actually great for Drac right now. Because that's gonna make him find the Cane of Samaria, which is likely required at this point.
Yeah, that's really good for him. So Zelga's up a swamp. Drac's up the climb.
I think it's... You're the right side here, if you're Zelga, I think.
I don't hate it. GG's. Good race. Actually, I assume Zelga did Turtle Rock already, right?
No?
Oh, okay. He didn't do that when he was here? I'm surprised.
I mean, it's a fluid away. It's just a gag, so it's fine. And you have to do the climb. Doesn't, like... There's a chance you don't have to do TR. It's small, but it exists. Climb you have to do, but since you're...
Oh, no, but he was... Oh, I guess he walked through when he did the Cane of Samaria, and so he just didn't check. I was saying Drac about to pick up his cane? I mean, I think most times people are pretty reticent to skip Tile Room in Crosskeys.
You don't have a lot of pots left. And, like... It is not that in that bad of a location, but you're still looking for 2 items. Like, if it was a single one, I can see it. If it's a single one, I think you just climb and then you come back.
I mean, if it's a single one, I'm climbing first. No ifs, ands, or buts.
Not in right side.
Not the answer unless it's in desert or
Wasting a
Hera.
bit of time because he didn't open it the first time here.
So Zelga's
Oh,
up a
that's-
lot. Ooh, that's actually really nice.
That's something you haven't seen yet, and that's kind of de-incentivized the Trinex play for Drag, but
Yep. Definitely,
If
and I mean,
the
like,
answer is
the
this year.
boots on pet are not a particularly high value prize right now.
They don't have much left though. Aside
I
from,
mean, they don't. I almost expect that I'm gonna find something. We're gonna find something on the right side here.
Because after that we have what? Trinex and Vitreous and the boost
Trinex,
entrances?
Vitreous, boots checks. Desert, right?
Yeah, that's right.
I'll say
Oh,
yeah,
Hera
Hera,
Basement, yeah,
Hera
but-
Basement as well.
Oh, there's one.
Yep, and it is desert. Ooh, okay. So logically not the answer, but could be just enough.
Backup Desert is in a really, really bad spot though. But
It was in.
it is
Dark
not in that bad of a spot when you look at it. Because it's gonna be able to do Desert and it's gonna be able to do Swarm after this.
Yeah. I mean, Zelga's probably going to make the Trinex play after this. I'm not sure when Zelda goes for the shovel. Okay, this is going to be nice for Drac. Like, this is going to be your beeline to desert at this point, and I think there's a very real chance that that Eastern Big is just either in desert or on Landmo.
The desert entrances are kind of bad. The best one being the one in Saha's closet.
I think Drac's going to go back for Tile Room after Compass Room.
I'm not sure.
Like, I have no problem with him just going through and saying I'm skipping this.
He might feel behind because of the mirror, so. Like,
Yeah,
that's
so
a
like
kind of-
I don't know how to evaluate his position on the mirror, and honestly, if I'm him, I don't know how to evaluate the position on the mirror, because there's always the possibility that your opponent just rushes blind. Nope, missing the desert small. All right, that's a yikes area for Drac. That's a death spot for Drac now. I think is right side desert.
Yep, that's definitely a death spot here. But still haven't seen Bumbles.
Where the F is this book?
I think it's with the lamp. Oh, in Hype Cave, my area. Oh, yeah, you're right.
You're right.
He didn't, he didn't
it's
finish clearing.
It's in Hype Cave in Meyer area. Okay, so Drac. I mean, that's a pretty juicy spot to go back to. At this
That's
point.
why Drag is still looking for entrances then. He hasn't found Hype Cave.
Yeah.
And that's why he didn't commit to the tile room play, because he's still looking for Hype Cave. I mean, you have the flute, it's kind of easy to get back to, but I can get the play. And while you're still looking for a connector to the top of Dark Death Mountain, which you found, kinda, somehow, it led to it. Let's
Yeah.
put it like this.
His top
And
of
you'll-
Dark Death Mountain was a really big find for him, since we now know that the cane is hard required.
So not on Lambo. It could still be in the big chest as well.
Could still be in Hera Big Key. So Pyramid Crack is open, but out of logic. And so if I'm Drac, I'm pretty hesitant to commit to that.
You don't know
without-
it's an item as well. Like,
Yeah, like it could literally just be a fairy fountain. And honestly, if I'm Drac, like I'm expecting to find the Eastern Big here.
alright, I'm pretty sure that's gonna be the Trinex play for Zelda.
The
That
Desert
sounds
Small
like-
for Drac is missing. Homesta.
And that as well nets you 2 items as well, guaranteed. So you might want to look for that instead. It's a nice 153 back of the well check. Not gonna lie.
Classic. El Clasico. So Drac's almost certainly gonna skip left side here. The question is, does he go back in for it? I would guess probably not for the same reasons he skipped tile room.
Same.
Hey Zelga, wanna go check that?
No.
Narrator. He did not.
Might check the shovel though. No.
I mean, checking the shovel would be real nice for him.
Right side of desert. That's what we're gonna see here.
Yeah, this will be interesting.
I think right side of desert is just GG's kinda. It's gonna be hard for Drake to catch up if he's
I
in his
agree.
right side desert.
Zelga's way more likely to run into the desert big than Drac is to go back to tile room.
But what does that silvers? Laser Breeze is just in Kakariko. And that's why
So
routing.
the person who really cares about the silvers has the silvers.
That's why routing Trinex into the front of TR is just better overall as a route.
I'm saying,
because
and
you're
Zelga's
doing-
gonna
you're
get
doing
his. Zelga's gonna get his desert big here.
Like it has a little extra time instead of going right for the entrance, the TR entrance that is on East Death Mountain, but you're getting an extra check out of the way as well.
No, this is
This is the way to route it here for sure.
this is very, very classic Crosskeys route. That being said, missing Desert's Key not going to kill Drac here.
Trinex is kind of a bad spot for Drake as well, since he checked the front. Total Rock, so he has less incentive to get to it.
So I'm curious what Zelga's going to do here.
I mean, does it?
No, sorry, after Desert, because he's gonna beat Desert, he's not gonna find anything.
That's too, like, with where Desert is, that there are actually 2 choices, I think, in front of him. After Desert, in front, kinda. The Bombus Tablet or Vitreous.
Yep. Honestly, out of those 2 choices, I'm going for Vitreous. I can easily enough get back to Bombus Tablet, and I know what's on Pet. Drac going back in for... Okay, so Drac ends up not skipping left side swamp.
Also, Bombus Tablet is also Hera Basement.
Yes.
Hera is over there as well.
I mean, but Hera Basement's also just a free revisit with the flute anyway.
Yeah, but if you check Bombus Tablet, I think you have to check Hera Basement.
Yes, like you're going to do Hera Basement after Bombos Tablet for sure. That is very true, but
Yeah, desert big chest is a thing. The desert entrances are, like I said, the one Zelda took is actually the most accessible one. And it's kind of sad to say, not gonna lie. It's actually a big brain. If you want to go, that's probably faster is to saving quit to Old Man. Because it's in Eastern Palace.
Yes, I agree.
Oh. I mean, definitely doing Desert. Bank of Desert first. Which is probably the fastest route as well. The question, like, you're walking past your Bombos and Hera. Yeah.
Yeah, that feels pretty bad.
The Drag's gonna find Hype Cave soon.
Get his book.
That's kind of works out for him. Because he's gonna have the book before doing South Dark World here.
Drac's missing a lot of entrances just from not having got his mirror so late. On the other hand, while he is, he's not missing a lot of high value entrances. Drac sees now that, oh, I could have followed this to the mire area the entire time.
I mean, he didn't have the mirror, so it's not gonna hurt.
No, absolutely not.
Oh. I forgot there was one here as well. So, that's big.
Alright.
That's... Yeah, I think after this we only have the boots entrances and Bombos and a Hera. Basement. Nope.
Alright. I mean, I suspect we're going to see Bombos and Hera basement from Drac next. And I suspect we're going to see Vitreous and... Oh, we actually might just see Smith here from Zelda.
Oh yeah, he lost the Smith.
Oh, Smith into Bombos actually is...
And Hera basement. I think. Unfortunately, wait, no, he's not gonna do purple chests. I mean, not like this.
Oh, so yeah, like, I mean, purple chest is a really, really bad spot for Zelda. Oh yeah, he will do Shovel. Shovel's actually going to be a nice little save for Zelda here.
So let's see what Drag does from here. So Mire, TR, or Tile Room. Like the... Oh. Checking the pedestal.
I don't know how he's going to feel about this. I honestly have no idea how he's going to feel about this.
That's why counting the entrances you have left with items would be kind of relevant. Like, if you have no idea, do you commit to those boots or not?
Drac did purple chest, didn't he?
He did. There's nothing on purple chest.
Yeah.
Do you commit to them, or do you do bombos? Like, the thing that gets him the more items right now, that get Drax the more
I'm gonna go for
the
guaranteed items
there
right
it is.
now. But
yeah, like you don't. if you don't know how many items you have, like the thing that actually had was, how can I put it? The more density was actually bombos into her basement, and that's kind of sad to say.
No, I
was
agree.
very...
I think that was as dense of a play as there was left, which is kind of nuts.
That's very sad to say.
It's real sad.
Well, given Drag is going for Vitreous, I think, yep, that's pretty much
This is a
over.
little bit of a GG at this point. I mean, super close race. Literally undecided until the last probably 4 minutes of the seed would be my guess.
The problem with Drax, I can see why he's not checking those two items. Because in his mind, one of them is the lamp.
Probably.
So that's actually only one item. Since he hasn't found the lamp, like, he knows Vidger's not gonna have it, so for him it's actually a better play here. I don't know how deep he still think about the lamp. As in, like, what is locked behind it is, like, I'm pretty sure the book and the mirror are not behind the lamp. So that's where the lamp could be. Same for Hera base. Yeah, same for Hera basement.
Yeah, I think it's... I mean, on the one hand, I think Drac got a little here with just kind of where the stuff ended up. And he had ways to win, but, like, ultimately... Like, both runners had some pretty clear win conditions.
And with that, we're saying bye to Jeremiah again.
Everybody press F in chat for the Smiths.
Yeah, that's the good thing about having Eason for your last dungeon. Just to walk to the pyramid. Citrus was logically required because he has a higher castle small that not the party. Just saying.
That's certainly gonna make Drac feel better, I'm sure.
No. No, like, he's just being... he's going back for Tyrone, I'm assuming. No?
Oh, he's doing Trinax.
He's getting the boots.
He's getting the boots. And I mean, I think some of this is also an artifact of the fact that Drac has done a lot fewer entrants than Zelda because Drac was Zelda. And so, in his mind, those entrances are more valuable item there.
Alright. That's gonna be it
GG's
for
in
Zelda.
chat for Zelda, and I suspect we're gonna see Drac either forfeit here or pull the boots and then forfeit. Not sure which one.
207 for Crosskeys without boots. That's pretty good.
I want it on the record, by the way, that I made my prediction about what Drac was going to do before I saw the race room.
I know. I see the race room as well.
And we'll see if Zelga's going to join us for the interview, as Drac is going to head off to savor the ability to run slightly faster. Okay, a lot faster.
And there they are, the boots, and
Did it! And then Drac forfeits.
GG's to both of them. And we are now joined by Zelga. GG's.
Hey, GG's, thank you.
Zelga, I think you owe the Smiths an apology.
It's not my fault he refuses to go home. I just happened to find 3 dungeons where the Smith hates me. I tried.
Smiths are too good for their home. Yeah, so that was a really close race. I think probably the biggest swing here ended up being you having the Thievestown big key when you found Thievestown the first time. So you just went in for blind and got rewarded with the mirror, whereas Drac did not have the Thievestown big key. Drac never found the lamp, by the way. If you want to get a idea on just how differently your 2 seeds went.
Wow, yeah, that's a... I think that was Meyer Shed at the Dark Lake Hylia shop, right?
Yep. You guys went and found... You guys were basically in lockstep at Paradox Cave. Drac went down through the bottom, you went up through the top, and everything just diverged from there.
Yeah, I could totally see that, because I was thinking as soon as I found Samaria, I was like, there's a pretty good chance I'm like an hour late to this. And yeah, it sounds like I was.
No, you were actually the first to Samaria as well. As we're now joined by Drac as well. GG's, Drac.
GG's, Drac.
No, GG's. And actually, I was thinking the wrong connector, because that was bumper ledge. And never mind, I got it.
So yeah, you guys took, like I said, drastically different paths through this scene. I think Drac had those both 2 early crystals and then had climbed GT, I think, before you had just about any dungeons done other than Thievestown. But you having Thievestown done also meant that you had way few, which also I assume made the boots less attractive for you than they were for Drac, because Drac had a lot more item entrances that were sitting out there that he just didn't get the chance to go to because he didn't want to revisit everything.
That makes sense. Yeah, when I found Samaria, which gave me realistic access to the pedestal, and then very shortly after I found the Thievestown Small, which was logical access, at that point I was missing 2 item caves period in the game, the library and Sick Kid. And I was thinking, there's not really much reason to try and push these when I've got other things to be doing.
Yeah,
Makes
and
sense. We have Drac as well that joined us. Did he?
Yeah.
Yeah. Hello, Drac. GG's.
Hey, GG.
GG's, Drake.
Yeah. So Drac, do you want to know where the lamp was?
No.
okay, let's just say that the seed changed greatly based on which Paradox Cave exit you went out of at the start of the seed.
Oh.
Because
So
that
it
was
Was it
Dark
just in
World
the
Bonk Rocks.
corner?
Nope.
It was Dark World Bonk Rocks, and so Zelda just explored that entire area right away. Like, the 7-minute mark.
It's funny how the two locations around the two Paradox Cave connectors are completely unchecked for me, because I died at Bumper Cave right after jumping down, and when I walked out of Bonk Rocks, I just walked over to Stumpy and grabbed the purple chest, I think, or something like that.
Yeah.
Yep.
And never checked, like, Bomb Shop or Hype Cave or stuff like that.
I'll say, yeah, I mean, you were late to the mirror, or you were later to the mirror. Didn't have the, like, Zelda had the big key when he found it, and so he just said, I'm gonna go for this, whereas you obviously waited until it was in Logic, which I think makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, I got the big key in Meyer, which was basically right next to it, but I didn't have the small key. I had the Smith with me, if I remember correctly, or the purple chest. I don't know. I had the Smith with me like half the seat.
You had the Smith with you, Zelga had the Smith with him. Zelga twice didn't turn in the Smith.
3 times. 3 times.
3 times?
3 times, yeah. Went
Yeah.
into Thief Town, deleted it, took it back, deleted it at Hera, and then deleted it when he
Yep,
was
there we go. I forgot about the, yep. He was about to turn it in, and then he got the Eastern Big Key from Bombas Town. Was like, alright, well, guess you don't get to go home, buddy.
And it was really annoying. When I found Hera, I was like, do I want to check these last 2 entrances, see if the blacksmith's right here? But I did Hera, and then literally next entrance was the smith's. So
Drac, when he did that and found Hera,
I mean, already did.
believe
Drake
like-
already did shopping mall. So
Yeah.
Zaga had more entrances. Drake
Like,
literally had 2.
I think Smith had to be in those 2 entrances from Drac's perspective.
Yeah, it had to
And
be
so
there.
we saw like, okay, there's absolutely no way here Drac is gonna do Hera. He's gonna turn into Smith, then he'll come back and that ended up being what happened, but the Smiths end up not really having anything. Yeah, so really interesting seed, lots of divergence. That Kane ended up being important, and more than anything, it was just sort of an Eastern Palace big key hunt, and you guys went around looking for it, and Zelga just happened to, his path took him there first.
But I like that the mirror was only for the small and Eastern big, and that's it. There was nothing
I
else.
felt terrible getting that swamp small when I did, because I was like, I've had the flute and the mirror for about 1,000 years and just never went to desert. So as soon as I found that, I was like, well, if Drac did thieves like I did, surely he's had the swamp small for forever, and I have not. But there was nothing in the swamp either, so it didn't matter.
I don't remember which connector led to Floating Island, but
Spiral Castle, an exit from there.
okay. So you didn't need that for Kane as well. Okay. And I feel bad.
Yeah, this was really interesting, trying to piece together the logic. Like, I knew I missed an early bow, but I just never found it for like an hour and a half. That felt
I
awful.
got them pretty early. because
Yeah,
I went to the Eastern area somewhat early.
I wanted to ask you, Drake, how bad did you feel about leaving that ferry?
About what?
Leaving the ferry before Pod? After and then you found Pod. On Laser Bridge, that you dropped the ferry for reasons. And you didn't.
Yeah, I don't know what I was doing there. I was just confused.
I assume you kind of decided, oh, I'm gonna Death Warp here, and then they're like, wait, I don't need a Death Warp here, I can just jump in the pit.
Yep, that's pretty much what happened. And then I'm like, yeah, whatever, I probably would have had to get rid of this ferry at some point anyway, right? Doesn't really matter too much.
And then, like, literally the next entrance you check is just like, alright, well, I guess I can't ferry revive PCU here. Feels pretty bad.
Whatever, man, I still mimic clipped it and got the hammer.
Yeah,
I mean, it was
your
pretty
memory clip
clean,
was really clean. And then that hammer showed up, and it was like, okay, there's a bow out here somewhere.
And then Zaga found the eastern area, and the pod area, and we were like, but if we get a sword that's in logic with the 2 CT keys, and then because both CT keys were available, because there was one as well that you missed, Drac.
Oh, where was
No.
that one?
So somewhere with the
Hype
map.
cave, I think. Like Zelga had that key. Zelga found that key roughly when you went into Castle Tower. So it was just like, oh, this is gonna feel really bad if there's something in the second chest here. But of course there wasn't.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to watching this scene, the Divergent, because as I was running it, I was thinking there were so many ways for this to be Divergent. Curious to see what happens.
Having early mids and hammer, having early mids and hammer like definitely makes opens the seats way too much.
Yeah, and I mean, ultimately, I think really more than anything else, it was just the efficiency advantage Zelga was able to get off of the mirror that kind of just decided it. Like, Drac certainly had outs. He just had fewer of them because he had less information than Zelga did. Which is just kind of what happens in Crosskeys sometimes, especially when you have two very, very similarly skilled runners up against each other, that there's going to be a luck factor that comes in, because Rando's going to Rando.
Right? I think that's probably gonna be it for us for now.
Yeah, I would say super interesting, really fun scene to watch and comment.
Yeah,
but
very fun scene. Like, GG's to both of you. GG's to, thanks Allison for joining me as well. Big shout out to our trackers, Samimas and Akir, and Nori for restreaming the race.
Yes, GG's zelgadissan and Drac. Good luck in your upcoming matches. And thank you very much, Lynn and Allison, for doing commentary. I always appreciate it. A big shout out to Sammy Moss and Ikea for coming in to do tracking.
And big shout out to Drax Router for not dying this time.
Yeah, much appreciated, because I don't know when this was going to happen, if not today.
The real MVP of the seed.
Yeah. We have Minish Cap Randomizer weekly race going on right now, but if you are interested in Crosskeys, we have another match coming up in a little
at 9 p.m.
Over 6.5 hours. Yeah, 9 p.m. Eastern. DGen hours if you're in UTC or closer to UTC or CST hours, 1 a.m., 3 a.m. that time. So that's going to be still 15 versus EFU. Should be a good matchup. I think we might still be looking for people for that. Might need another comm. I haven't checked recently. And thanks everyone for joining us. Hope you had fun. So take care and we'll see you. Bye.